And we're live. Thank you very much for coming out this very early Monday morning. But I have a little unboxing to do, and I want to try out Naked Camera 1. Naked Camera 1 is here up on top of my monitor instead of on the tripod where it normally is. But here's the tripod. Normally I've got Camera 1 attached to this tripod sitting here on my sit-to-stand desktop. So it's got a bit of elevation and whatnot, and you can, orient it, holds a lot of weight. These are really good tripods, by the way. This is the ZDO tripod. I have two of these. I have a large one, and I've got a smaller one over here that I'm using to prop up one of the many lights that are illuminating the Temple of Technology today. And that is actually what our stream is about today, is the Temple of Technology. It's been almost exactly a year since I moved things from this window to this configuration and set things up. And I had 3 monitors like that one there were my go-to monitors for more than a decade. I bought them in 2010 to work on the game Terra, which I no longer work on. But it was a game that benefited from Eyefinity, the huge 3-screen virtual screen that you could set up with AMD products, and I wanted to have a monitor set up that could do that. Now I've got much better monitors. They're very good, but I usually only use 2 of them for my PC work or Mac work because I swapped through virtual server. And then over here I've got the 3rd monitor I use for the Xbox or game capture for when we do retro game night. And how that works generally is that I bought some little monitor tables to sit on top of my desk and raise my monitors up so they're equal. Got the sit stand in the middle, and then the monitor tables on the side to give a little bit extra height, and then the monitors themselves are adjustable. When it was that one over there, that's not an adjustable monitor. It's not a flat base. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about monitor bases, monitor stands, because I really needed to get this squared away. As you see about the Temple here, space is at a premium, right? I mean, Groot's taken up a lot, and he's only going to get older. So I was looking online last week for a completely separate thing. I was looking for little spacers that I could put under these monitors so that I could sit the stand more efficiently. And I thought, why am I stacking things on top of other things? For example, you see, I'm glad I left it out so I can talk about it now. I have these monitor stands, which are as basic as you can get, right? This is a piece of plastic. It's an inch tall, and it stacks on top of itself. So when you get another one like this, and I liberated these from the offices of NC Soft West when we closed that place down in 2013, when we closed it all down. And nobody cared about them. They were throwaway things. These were like $5 each in corporate parlance, and they were purchased many years before their eventual disposition. So they didn't matter, right? And so I wanted them. I wanted to have monitor stands, a little more elevation at home. I grabbed them. I took them all home. And then I ended up buying more of these at $5 each so that I could basically lift all my monitors 6 or 7 inches and give myself a lot better neck angle. But when I got these tables, and I'll show you these tables later. When I got these tables, these were immaterial. They don't matter anymore. The tables worked great. The glass surface was great. The pads, the rubberizedness of the monitors that held them there was great. But when I put these under the monitors, on the tables, they're wobbly. And they're moving around. Now, gosh. I'm yawning so early in the morning. It is very early in the morning for me. It's 9:20 a.m., right? It's not totally early. On the East Coast, it's lunchtime. But for me, I stay up late doing stuff here in the Temple of Technology. I don't have a paying job right now, so I have a lot of time to do crazy stuff. And I figured, why not rearrange the office a bit? And that's why camera 2 is not staying classy over there. Camera 2 is over here today on the same tripod, but I just moved it from behind I moved it from behind the monitors over to here. It's got a long cable on it, much longer than the one for camera 1, which gives me a little more options as to where and how I can place it. And now my workspace here has been cleared out a bit. I did some deep cleaning the other day. You can see in the far top, that's the Mac Mini that I started fixing last year, and after getting valiant service out of it. It was a free Mac Mini. It was thrown in with a friend of mine with a graphics card. Hey Nathan, if you're watching this. And I got it upgraded great. It was working fantastic on Mountain Lion, and then I needed it to go farther. And in attempting to get to Mavericks, I broke it. And it was stupid. But I fried the hard drive, and so I needed to put a new hard drive in there and get all that stuff squared away. And during that hard drive upgrade, I was just hard to get it back together. But that's neither here nor there. I'm streaming a bit. The reason why we're here is what I ended up buying to replace my tables is this monitor stand, right? It is heavy. This thing is not going anywhere. And I bought one as a test to see how it would hold up, and I used it on a table. My printer table over here, you can't see. I'm going to go back to talking head. So over here, I've got a printer table with a printer on it naturally, but also my iMac. And the iMac is the reason why I'm not really trying to fix that as aggressively as I could, because the iMac does everything this does, except that the disk drive doesn't work. And that's going to be a completely separate video fixing this iMac. And I may end up just taking it to the Mac guys. Hey, I need the Mega drive replaced. I don't need any processor upgrades or anything like that. I just need this drive to work. And that purchase and this purchase combined has been a couple $100 of reorganizing things. I got a new processor in this thing, got new RAM. Of course, I bought a new hard drive to go in it. But getting all that squared away meant that running out of table space all the way around here, right? I got an old filing cabinet here holding stuff up, and that eventually needs to go. I don't need that filing cabinet. The only thing it's doing right now for me is holding up that monitor. And I really want to get that monitor back into the closet where it belongs. There's three other monitors in that closet, plus my shipping supplies for my business here, rsentertainment.com. All your shipping and book needs are behind that, behind those closet doors. So back here on camera 2, this is a great monitor stand. It is heavy, it is solid, it's got these rubberized pads here so it doesn't hurt the finished surfaces, and it is adjustable, right? I can adjust it up to 7.25 inches, and it's a solid screw, right? You're not doing it on the fly. You are. Let me get it back in front. You're not doing it on the fly. You're doing it in advance. But once that screw is in there, I'm not a small man. I have a lot of strength, and that's not going anywhere. I'm putting a lot more foot-pounds of pressure here than these great monitors I have will exert. So I got this. I tested it out on the iMac. It worked great, and it sat there for a couple of days. It didn't. iMacs are heavy because they've got a monitor combined with the computer. Couple days, it didn't shift at all, it didn't move, and that was what I wanted. And so I thought maybe I would get 2 more of them and leave the iMac sitting where it was and then replace these monitors, but then I realized that was stupid. I only needed 1 because I already had these glorious tables, right? And I don't want to throw anything out in the Temple of Technology because I'm a cheap bastard. So since I already had these monitor stands, which you will see later, trust me, I thought, why not just get 1 more? And I ordered it the next day, and it arrived yesterday, and then today we're unboxing it. So, unlike typical unboxings, I don't have to obscure my address on the front. I just need to open this sucker up because it came in a nice bag. I do like these shipping bags. You can reuse them for a lot of things, but they're not padded, right? So really, it's just a bag, and that's the appeal of it. I'm making sure that we're still good here. Yeah, I see my microphone levels are good. And here's how the box looks. There's instructions on the outside of the box. It doesn't quite go up as high as this would indicate, but it does go up. And Toyota. Adjustable monitor stand. Got it on Amazon for 40 bucks. So yeah, I'm spending more money here. Always more money to outfit the Temple of Technology. Alright. Ergonomic design, adjustable height, load bearing up to 15 kilograms, and well organized. This well organized is not an adjective that you should be using to describe a monitor stand, but it does promote organization. So inside, instructions again. Put this over here on Hellrail. We are totally going to be playing Hellrail. Right? Hellrail is still sitting over here waiting for me to play it and figure out the time to play it. I'm going to try to hook this up for Tabletop Simulator and see if I can get Hellrail scanning. It's one of my projects for this spring, is to try and simulate the experience of playing a game I have played exactly once while drunk. But I have fond memories of it, and I played it with my co-hosts Michael and Paul Batchelor at Radcon. Alright, so these things aren't important. But what is important is that y'all should know already that I love packaging. So here is a little foam packaging holding in the first part, which is the base. There's another foam tray here holding in the base of the monitor stand. You've seen a finished product over here, just like a baking show. It's a black thing against a mostly black background, but it's got 4 holes here that we'll use to assemble it. The next part we need is the top of the monitor stand, similarly held in a foam tray, also wrapped in plastic. I was really impressed by the packaging of this monitor stand. It was one of the reasons why I was willing to buy another one, because I could do one of these videos. In fact, it's probably a little better to show it off. Yeah, show it off like that. I'm smart. I get things done. This is the stand part of the stand, the spine that goes along the back. I'll show you how that works in just a moment. For now, we'll slide it up like so. And then, very cleverly, here's all the hardware I'm going to need to assemble the thing. It comes with 6 screws. You only need 4. So already it's winning in my book, because it gave me more screws than I needed. And the rest of the box is just this foam tray. So you cannot recycle this styrofoam, right? Especially not here in Washington State, where King County is. Washington State is about to outlaw the use of styrofoam for restaurant use and a bunch of other things. This packing is very light, but it's also indestructible in that even though I can rip this apart, it's still going to take 10,000 years for that to go away. And even though this plastic here is very easily recyclable, it cannot be recycled in the standard recycling bin. You have to take it to the store and put it in with the plastic bags that you're getting. So let's put that there as an example of where we need this to be. Now, I've done one of these already, so we're looking pretty good as to how this goes together. But I wanted to show you. It makes a lot of noise too, which is great. I wanted to show you, start to finish, how this works. And then we're going to get a little crazy with camera positioning. We'll go to camera 1 while I reposition camera 2 for the next bits. All right. So here are little foam feet. There's already foam feet on the bottom of this plate, and we don't need that. Foam feet on the bottom of this plate here. But you can see here that a little bit, that's the best angle there. Okay. So there's 2 holes here and here, which don't seem to support screws. And the reason why that is because this base has 2 pegs on it, which fit into these holes. Like so. Right? And with that in mind, I just need to drop these screws in and tighten them down a little bit using the handy supplied Allen wrench. And then this thing goes together wonderfully. Of course, my hand is in the way. My fingers are in the way of me actually doing a thing with my hair. We go. That's much better. I assembled the last one of these on my kitchen table downstairs. And while I was doing it, I thought this would make a great video. Or rather, it would make a passable video. Excellent. So now, with that in place, I have a little more leverage. And we'll do this one a lot faster. I'm probably going to be doing 2 more videos today. I have another game I want to look at later in the day, and I may do that from a standing position. That is the goal here, just to make it easier for me to sit to stand. It's a little healthier. It helps my feet, my circulation, and you know, I have a sit to stand desk. All right, look at that. We're halfway to how this needs to be. And the next half, which is now easier to show you, is that there are 2 pegs here. And the top plate goes together exactly the same way. Oh, so heavy. It really is a well put together device. It's not even technology so much, in so much that it is a manufactured product. It is made of metal. It is made of cast iron, in fact. It's maybe aluminum with a cast iron finish. And it is, like I said, it's not going anywhere. It'll hold 15 kilograms of monitor. I will look up the exact weight of these monitors, but I can tell you that the monitor in the background, over there weighs 27 pounds, which is not quite 15 kilograms, but I will show you how well these things hold up with that big, thick monitor on it. And just like that, in seconds, while I was screwing around here on camera 1, this is finished. Camera 2 is finished. And you note that this is not as high as this one. You may note that. It's hard to tell with the lighting and the way it is, but camera 2 is not the best, and it doesn't pick up light as well as camera 1 does, but tighten that screw down, and now we've got a solid surface right here. 2 monitors, same height. 2 monitor stands, same height. It's not going anywhere. Alright, so we don't need this as much, but we'll leave it to the side. And I will show you exactly how sturdy these things are. Even with the exposed screws here too, it's pretty. You know, it's not horrible. It doesn't annoy my sensibilities. I like the brushed metal finish. It's in line with other things here in the temple. For example, this floating mouse stand that I bought when I first started sitting and standing. And you know, these monitor arms I don't use anymore because I cleared off the space. I'll fix them. I know what I want to do with these things, and I know how to put it all together. But bear with me. Oh, man, something just fell. That is a 27-pound monitor. I've had this thing for 11 years. It is amazing. It's 1080p. It has many input, and it's heavy. You know, you can see that it is. It's trying to do something, but when I swivel it on the swivel base, it swivels well and easily, and that monitor stand is not moving. And every other monitor in this house weighs less than this. TVs I've owned way less than this. In fact, this is a TV. So I had 3 of these. I gave 2 away last summer with my old sit-stand desk. In fact, let's head back to Talking Head. Yeah. I had 3 of these. They were my go-to monitor. They had really good dynamic conversion. And I love Samsung, right? This touch of color is the same finish I had on my plasma TV downstairs before I gave that away because I got a new plasma TV. Got a little schmutz in camera 1. I got to clean off camera 1's lens. Or maybe that's just a focus, but right here in the middle of my screen, right there, you can see a little dot of color. And that's just some schmutz, I think, on the, or a little reflection. Yeah, it's a little reflection of these lights off my glasses or my shirt that's going up in the middle of camera 1. Camera 1 is not broken. Camera 1 is fine. Anyway, I had 3 of these. They were great. I had a lot of problems. I had a lot of problems with them on desks because they're a bit wobbly. This is not the best. It's not the best stand, but it works well. And I will keep this. It's going to be an extra HD TV. It's 26 inches, right? There's no reason not to have a spare TV. Even though my spare TV collection historically has been quite large. All right, so let's get this cord squared away and managed a little better than I had been managing it. Pick it up, move it over here. I've currently got the green screen. Camera 2's green screen tucked behind this. I was trying to figure out how to tuck that away so it wasn't always visible on camera 1 when I was doing basic camera 1 stuff, right? Basic camera stuff. This is reverse camera 1. I've been reversing it for doing games, but you can see a bit, of separation, but not too much, right? It's just out there inside. So we're going to stay on camera 1 briefly because we are going to reorient camera 2 because the whole point of this process is to replace the monitor stands that I already have with these brand new monitor stands that I've just constructed. And that process starts here's a lot of cables. Cables are important, but not as useful as you might think. That process starts with moving camera 2. Here's camera 2 on the tripod. I believe this is going to give us the coverage we want. It's going to be staring straight into this light. And it may not. Yeah. So let's turn this light off. There's still some backspatter, right? There's still, it's because there's lights on behind. There's green light bias lighting on my monitors. So let's turn that to white. Excellent. Turn that to white. Here's camera 1. Everybody loves camera 1. And here's my iPad. Everyone loves my iPad. If I turn this light this way, it may be better. Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. Here's some 3D printed racks, green and not green. So these, I didn't think when I ordered these 3D printed racks for playing games like Hellworld over there, that this green would pick up as well as it does. So there might just be floating cards. I've got this control where you can up the light and down the light. These are some really good bias lights. So I've got it set up with a extension cube here on my desk. I needed 3 more USB. I needed power for 3 more USB items, and that was how I got it. Okay, so this is the table I'm talking about. It's a nice table. It was also slightly pricey because it's made of glass, and it's not cheap. but it's also somewhat heavy. So I'm just going to pick up this monitor and put it down. You can see already the difference in height that is. So this is a nice piece of glass. Tempered glass is strong, and it is long. In fact, we'll put it right here for now, and I'm going to measure it. You see it's the same length as this, but it's a little higher than the stand I've got my center monitor on. And this thing is 15 inches wide by 9.5 inches deep. And that is a significant metric because that 15 inches means that you could fit a laptop in there. Almost fit a laptop in there. Not quite fit a laptop. I'll be able to fuddle with these. I can certainly fit a laptop this way. But just storage underneath that. Some decent storage. There we go. Yeah. Oh, it's just not quite what I wanted. I thought this video would go a lot different because I thought this would be wide enough to put the monitor, this laptop under. Because one of these will be going over here on the computer table, print table, and it will hold up that iMac. And then the extra space in front here will be keyboard storage and peripheral storage. And then we'll get to there in a few minutes. But for now, I want to show just how much space is available on that side of the desk now, because this isn't holding up 15 by 9 over it. So we're going to grab one of these stands. Again, they are heavy. I've done a lot of stuff underneath here. I've kept my Mac Mini under there. I've kept the peripherals for the Mac Mini under there. And now we're going to hold this wonderful, wonderful monitor. And look how much space I've got. This is the power cord for the bias lighting. And this is, if I go back here, I've got a lot more space when this is up at the highest extension. In fact, here's my favorite tool in the universe. It's more than a foot tall, fully extended off the desktop, and it is off the sit-to-stand. It's got 11 inches of clearance, right? And that is great. That's exactly the kind of clearance I want for this. And all this space just opened up. That's a lot of space. So we can pop this down here. It fits wonderfully right next to the main monitor. It's very easy to use, very easy to get. I have space behind it to stack things. Currently there are 2 hard drives behind this that go with the Mac Mini. And now I can just turn them sideways behind the stand, and they're out of the way. And now I've got all this space down here in this channel to work with. Yeah, that's the right purchase. That was $40 well spent. So now we've got to go to the next one. So we'll go back to camera 1 here while I get this squared away. And we are going to shift camera 2 back to where it was before. On the other side of these monitors. And that should give me the coverage I need for the next part of this. Let's check in with camera 2, shall we? Wonderful. Here we are. I've got it's a little further off than I want. Let's turn these lights around so we can feel percussion. If you're wondering about these lights, I got all these lights from eMart. It's the same company that does my green screens. In fact, here's the second tripod. Let's turn that light off. Here's the second tripod that I got from ZDO. It's actually the first one I bought. It's very easy to use. You can actually use this as handheld lighting. For right now, we'll put that back up here so we've got plenty of lights. There. Here's our monitor. Everyone loves the monitor, not monitor, microphone. Everyone loves microphone number one. It's something I bought early on when I got the desk reconfigured. We'll leave it up there. It's stupid to leave it there. I have to take this stand down. That's where monitor. I've angled it up so I can talk into it. I've got my inductive charging, Anchor inductive charging here. Take that off. Put my phone's down there. I have two phones for reasons. One of which is that I test games. I'm a game designer, in addition to being an idiot with a microphone. So being able to test games, being able to see things on all different platforms is really important to me. I have recorded a lot of videos with my Android phone since I had it. It is a Galaxy Note 8. I bought it after my Note 5, which I got from my dear friend Sam Kim, and still works. It's a perfectly valid phone. It's in a box over here. It was showing its age, and I wasn't able to do all the things I needed to do with that phone. But we're going to do a couple different things here. I'm going to pick this up and clear, there we go, clear that cord. Here is our monitor stand. Again, very heavy, very good to use. Behind here, though, you can see, yeah, I've got bias lighting, but I've got a desktop power. Yeah. Pull this forward a bit. Oh, that's okay. That pops right out. So we're good there. I've got a desktop power supply with USB plugs, and we are going to be moving that underneath the monitor stand. It'll be slightly tricky. Here's another tripod. This is the tripod that I was hosting camera 1 on for a long time before I decided to use the good tripod. Alright, how to do this in a responsible and not fuck up manner. I think I've got this, because there's cords running underneath this monitor stand. Alright, so we're just going to pick this up, move the table out of the way, and put it down. Put it down. Excellent. It fits right on top of that box. That'll be useful for later. With this paperwork, here's a battery for a remote control I don't use anymore. Go figure. Here's a pen, really nice pen, writes well. Yeah, got it in 2015 when I was attending a horror convention down in Portland, Oregon. I know people hate my cable management, and I'm sorry that you're going to die angry about that. I care more about utility than aesthetics, and once the utility of my build is met, I don't care much about anything after that. So, I just figured out the way to do this. So, here is the monitor stand, and I am going to slip this in behind the power supply. So the power supply is protected underneath. Yeah, that's just exactly what I want to do. I'll move this forward a little bit. You can also see now, you can't see it, but you will be able to see it in a moment, just how cool my computer is. That's another reason I wanted to do this, is to show off my build, right? I've got a really nice computer build over here. They normally get to see because of how I've got the desk set up. But now, orienting these monitors the proper way, make sure this is Square there. That's why that was giving me problems. It wasn't square. A lot of dust in here. A lot of fans. I'll be in here dusting at some point. All right. This needs to come up slightly. Just slightly. This needs to come over just slightly. But when this is not here, you could see, if I just move this back, you'll be able to see my build. It is heavy. It is not go in there. Yeah. So I've got all this cool stuff going on inside. And of course it's green. And so the green of the interior is hiding just how cool it is. I'm going to pull this out some more. It looks like I've got 5 inches of clearance back here. Let's check that out for sure. Five inches of clearance. So we're going to want that same clearance over here. What's our clearance? Well, it should be 5 inches. And we'll slide this forward until I achieve that 5 inches. More or less. There we go. I move this back so it matches the other monitor. And voila. It is slightly higher, but that's okay. This is with the monitor as far down on the base as it can go. We're going to reconnect the bias lighting, as so. Bias lighting is on. Wonderful. And if you're curious as to how that monitor looks, well, that's where the Xbox goes. The Xbox is over here. I may move it over here, so it's a little closer. And there's Mega Man. Mega Man is the software I use to test pretty much everything. And it is green enough and blue enough. Let me get a game that's not blue. Let's go home. All right. Yeah. Xbox Series X, wonderful stuff. But I don't need to play Xbox right now. I'm busy. I don't have time to play Xbox. Alright, with that out of the way, we can now put the microphone front and center in the middle of the Temple of Technology. And I'm going to go back to camp. Look at this space I've got over here. I have all this space to put stuff. In fact, I've got a foot of space, a square foot of space more over here than I had before, and that's giant. It's very significant because I was running out of space. That's all squared away. I have better access to the monitor over here. Oh, it's not running. Why is it not running? Is it not? Huh. All right, just wasn't plugged in the right way. You can plug these things in different ways. Well, that's cool. What do we do next? Right, the thing we do next is we'll reposition camera 2. So back to the talking head. Hello, everyone. It's just going to be a quick turnaround for camera 2. And let's head back. Voila, there is my iMac. I have this whole printer stand here rolls, it moves. So in my brain, that is a rolling streaming station. And I've got it set up so I can just roll this entire thing into the back bedroom. If I am watching things on my big projection TV in the spare bedroom, I can watch it while being watched by this iPad, this iMac. Mac rather, and I am adjusting the supports on this monitor table to give me another ½ inch or so of space underneath. So you can see the dust here. I just dusted this thing, but having that extra space is going to mean a lot. It won't affect the carrying capacity of the table. Now, don't be alarmed. iMacs are heavy. And they may not actually be a single-hand object. All right, it just turned on, in fact, because... Yeah. I know. Look at that, fits right there. Okay. So that's raised up a bit. That's good, it's easier to work with. And I can hold my Magic trackpad, and my Magic keyboard right there. Easy storage. Now the big question, of course, is will this laptop fit underneath here now that I have stretched it out? It does fit underneath there. Look at that, laptop storage. And now I can put this back down in front. Turn the caps lock off. And I'm able to move the cursor around. It's also easier to just do that. And I've still got room to charge my Xbox controller, because that's over here. Well, that was exciting. That was the first of several repurposes I'm going to be doing. It looks nice too, right? It's nice and shiny. It's got stuff going on. Let's go back here to camera one as we reposition again. This one will be slightly trickier because I need to raise this up a little bit. That's not going to work. Where is the extra height I need? There's the extra height I need. All right, I've just raised camera 2 up another foot. We're going, Mr. DeMille. Here's my milling head. All right, that is where camera 2 is going to be aimed right now. It's the top of my PC. And we're going to shed a little more light on this situation because I'm about to turn these 2 lights off. This light, of course, controllable from the desktop. Move it down here. This light is plugged into the desktop. It has a simple switch. Here is the most important piece of technology in the template technology. It has the most stuff attached to it. It is my router. And we are going to raise that router up. We're going to raise the roof on that router. So take our dusting cloth. There's 2 ways I can do this. I can put the router underneath the table, or I can put it on top of the table, and I'm of 2 minds. So we're going to try it both ways. Here's our freshly dusted table. Well, that fits nicely. That fits really nice, straight there. We still got decent coverage. The question is, how well does this set up here? That sets it up pretty well. In fact, that might be all I need to do is that right there. Run that cable behind everything. Again, my cable management makes people cry. Makes kittens cry, is what my friend Yvonne said. But I can move that back a bit forward if I need more coverage of the light. This light primarily hits the second side of my green screen here and the green screen as it falls there. That's glorious. That works great. All right, let's get this set back up. Let's unplug it because it's already gotten tangled. Just moving things back and forth gets them tangled. Part of the fun of the Templo technology is unwrapping cords. Making sure that cords are not interfering with one another. Make sure that you've got the right cords in the right places. It is still a little wrapped up, but now I don't have a microphone hooked into it. Okay, excellent. In fact, we may be able to save some space and time. So I'm unplugging that. This is the power cord for this. I'm unplugging that. We're going to go around, and down. Drops right in. And I can now plug this into the back of that cord, putting these 2 bits of USB on top. And then I have 2 options for plugging in this lamp. I can plug it in here. I can plug it in here. Or I can plug it in here. And I'm going to try plugging it in there. Tripod fits in well right there. So for now, I'm going to plug it into this hole. Should have plenty of power. I can't speak. This is also an Anchor product, I might add. It's got 3 high power charging ports. I've got an Apple charger block put in there for the iPad. This block is for this inductive phone charger, which is now going to live right there. I've already lost that square foot, but now I can run that cable around the back instead of the front. Like it's already running around the back. That's going to give me a little more utility. And I'll deal with these cables later. The cats don't get up back behind here, so I don't have to worry about them destroying things. They do destroy things. They're cats. All right. This power block is for the router. Very important. Don't screw that up. And this power block here is for, I believe, the bias lighting. But let's put the phones on there. And just like that, it's charging. This is the charger for my Apple Watch. I'm wearing the Apple Watch. Needs to charge at least once a day. But I can go 2 or 3 days without charging the Apple Watch. And it's just working out better all the time. All the time better. This was a good shift for the Templo technology. In fact, I can do this too. Look at that. I can charge the phones over there. I could put a drink here. I could put the microphone here, which is more important. I can put this Xbox controller here. This, or rather Microsoft controller, because it goes into the PC. Here's where my headset plugs in there. Here is my clip-on microphone for microphone 3. It is not the best microphone, but it is not the worst. We're going to leave that right here for now. Clipped there. That is not exactly where I want that microphone, but now I want to conduct an experiment to see how well that's going to pick up sound in that location. Oh, this is great. This is glorious. So, let's head back over to my talking headness. That's a lot to unpack, I know, but in not a lot of time, I was able to swap around my lighting. Let's turn all the lights back on, shall we? And let's drop camera 2 back down to its normal height and orientation so that we can stay classy. And I believe with just a couple seconds of effort, Template technology is back in action. Let's check in with camera 2. Hey everybody, you stay classy. In fact, let's check in. Let's move camera 2 a little more, so I can see more of everything now. Right? It's still askew. It's still Batman villain, but I'll be able to dial that in. And I can see this area. Mjolnir will, of course, hang out in this space. With this orientation, there's less on this table, so it'll drape a lot better, which is good. You can see the microphone here. Hello, microphone. We'll move that back down to its normal position. Making a lot of noise, of course, because that's what we do here. I am an idiot with a microphone. And there's my microphone. Now back in its proper place. Oh, there's so much going on here. There's a lot of space savings. A lot of space savings. Go back here to camera 1. There's a lot of space savings with this configuration. I don't want that camera up there. It's not exactly what I want. But looking at the camera, I get a little bit. Ooh, that was loud. That was my green screen falling over, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I didn't damage the door frame too much. Maybe for the stream today, maybe I'll leave camera 1 up there. I don't need it there. I like it on the tripod here. It's a little more natural. When I'm on a video call, it works a lot better. But we'll leave it up there for now. So it's camera 1, camera 2. We're staying classy. But there's a lot more lighting issues and bias that I need to deal with. So for now, I'll go back here to sign off. Thank you very much for... If you watch this at all, you're a giant nerd, and I love you. Because this is the sort of stuff that I love doing. I love rearranging furniture. I love taking things out of boxes. I love putting things together. I loved, as little times it took me to make this monitor stand, I get a great deal of joy seeing it in action. Oh, just over here, how it looks, and how things look up here. I'm gonna stand up later. I'm gonna stand up and see how it all works, because it's gonna be a lot easier to raise this desk up now, because I can grab the size of it better. In fact, why don't we just do it now? What's stopping us? No one's stopping us. Time isn't holding us. Time isn't after us. There is, in fact, water on the bottom of the ocean. That here where it belongs. All right, I'm going to take the water off, because water and up and down, that's a bad combination. But it does necessitate a couple changes, because I need to move this keyboard out of the way. I need to move the mouse, and we'll pull the keyboard tray back in. Step 1. All right, step 2. We're going to raise up these monitors on their new monitor stands. It's a simple touch. All I have to do is the lightest touch to move that up. And the cables are still connected. It's awesome. I'm standing close up in here, and a little bit of lift. And that is as high as that's going to go for workspace, but I still have more elevation I can do here on my standing desk. Look at that. Now we're completely standing. There is the device lighting is working on everything. I don't have as much lighting on myself, but we can fix that by moving that light for better coverage there. And that's looking pretty good. And I would... You can't see this, but camera 2 will pick it up. See if camera 2 is staying as classy as it needs to be right now. Just just pick this guy up and put it up here. One of the reasons I went with this particular keyboard is because it is light, because it works both on the sit-to-stand desk and on the keyboard tray. Got this here. That's all right. Now that I've got that all squared away, let's go back to why am I sticky? That's not what this podcast is called. So here's camera 2, catching me in all my glory. Maybe a little upshot. Yeah. So if I step back a bit, you get the same view as you normally would, but it's capturing the essence of me. This, of course, let's draw the green screen back over and see how it drapes. It's already cleaner in here, so that's great news. Don't be alarmed. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. That doesn't suck. That doesn't suck at all. Let's drag this over to here. Yeah. There's still a little bit of light blooming, but that's to be expected. I'm going to clip this a little higher up than I was clipping it before. I'm clipping this a little higher than I had clipped it before, simply so we get the right drape. That's good. This is a 9-foot curtain, 6x9 curtain. And just like that, the Temple of Technology is back in business. If I want, of course, I can return Mjolnir to its place of honor. Only the worthy can pick up Mjolnir. But here we are back in Talking Head Zone. You can see the drape comes down. It gets tricky with camera 1 when it sit-stand is going, because here I am on camera 1 and I am tall. I am 6'1", and being 6'1", the things around me need to be tall. And this is the green screen. It is not as tall as I am when all is said and done. But I think this configuration, I may be able to leave the green screen further back than I normally do. Let's try that out. Yeah, it's just not as easy to square away. And, of course, the focus here on camera 1 got pulled a bit. There we go, there's the focus. So, if I'm going to be standing for a protracted period of time, there. That's better to organize that way, but we would do things like this. We'll unlock. It's already unlocked. Great. We'll just trim things in a little bit. Yeah. That's it. So, that's camera 1 while standing. I'll remove all the illusions by going back to the talking head. Camera 2 isn't back. In fact, I can remove myself from that. Yeah, so the coverage is not exact over there. In fact, I would, to get that nailed down, I would pull in camera 1 a tiny bit. Camera 1 is locked on that screen. Pull camera 2 in as well, also locked. It's just fascinating stuff, I know, but you paid for this. Just move camera 2 in this way. Yeah. So in Talking Head Glory, that would be that. I don't like that much of a change for camera 2. You can see different color separation between camera 1 and camera 2. Yeah. It's all a mystery. It's all a tricky bit of moving things around and getting stuff squared away. And I'm not going to bore you over much by making you watch me adjust my video settings, because that's crazy talk. But camera 2, we're staying classy here. I want to thank you all for coming out to the Temple of Technology. In fact, let's stay a little classier and actually look at the camera. There you go. That's how camera 2 should work. It should be high up, higher than the sun. I hope you enjoyed this instructional video as to how to seriously waste time screwing around with your office. I am your host, Scott James Megler, the idiot with a microphone, here from the Temple of Technology. Newly rechristened. We do this pretty much every couple weeks. Screw around with things and add new things. But there's a lot more space here. And more importantly, it makes sit-to-stand desk a lot more accessible. I tried to stream with sit-to-stand desk last week, and it didn't work out the way I wanted because these monitors weren't moving the way I wanted them to move. But now, like I said, here I even have a thing that I can put right here and type with. We'll stay classy. I will. Well, what time is it? It's 10:18. It's time for my snack. I hope you enjoyed the Temple of Services in the Temple of Technology today. I am Scott James Megler, as I said, your host, idiot with a microphone. I'm going to keep talking for about 10 seconds.